and welcome back to my channel. Today's recipe is one that I actually thought I had shared with you, and then recently I was searching for it and actually I had not shared it with you. So I am making a beautiful butter chicken. Now I've shared the 30-minute butter chicken, so if you're short on time and you want a delicious butter chicken, then you must check the 30-minute butter chicken recipe on my channel. It's also in my book 30-Minute Indian. But today I'm making a butter chicken that needs a bit of time, cook leisurely, and it tastes incredible. I've also changed the sauce, the curry in this recipe. It's different to the 30-minute recipe because I'm going to cook it for longer, and I promise it's going to taste amazing like all the rest of the chicken curry recipes that I've made here. So let's get cooking. Before that, you know the drill. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button so you don't miss out on any of the recipes that I share. So I am going to start with the chicken and the marinating because it needs to marinate in the marinade for a little bit overnight if possible. Otherwise, like for today, I have got 2 hours to let it sit in the marinade. So I'm going to do that First up, I'm going to take some yogurt. You can use natural yogurt, you can use Greek yogurt, whatever yogurt you have at home, or your homemade yogurt will work absolutely fine as well. I'm going to take 200 grams yogurt for this. Now to this, I'm going to add some chopped up ginger and garlic. I used around 6 to 8 garlic cloves and a big piece of ginger. Lots of it is the key here, and everything goes in here. Next up, I've got the spices. So because there's so much chicken, I'm using 2 teaspoons of salt. You can use less if you want less salt, but it does need it. And then I'm going to add 3 teaspoons, actually 4 teaspoons of tandoori masala. Now I've bought a ready mix for this and I'm going to give it a good mix. Also going in is juice of half a lemon. Now this is going to be like spicy, citrusy, fresh marinade for our chicken. And as per your taste, you can add 1 or 2 teaspoons of chili powder. And the last thing to go in is mustard oil. Now if you don't want to use mustard oil, you can use oil of your choice, rapeseed, sunflower, whatever. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of mustard oil, and that's a beautiful marinade ready. Now let me show you the chicken. I've got my chicken board. Now this is a massive chicken. I weighed it and it's 2 kilos. I asked the butcher to chop it into big chunks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of some of these little bits and tidy up the chicken first. So this is gonna serve around 8 people, or you can just have leftovers. If you're making for 4, you can just half the recipe because it's very easily done. So you can just make half of this. The chicken goes in the marinade, and as always, just gonna make sure it's all coated properly. I'm going to cover and leave this in the fridge for 2 hours, which gives me plenty of time to prep the curry and have a cup of tea. So the chicken is resting in the fridge, and this is a good time to prepare the curry. Now I would suggest that if you want to make extra curry, often I get asked about freezing. That can be frozen before you add any of the cream and butter and things like that. So I would say if you are making this much amount but you only need half, freeze the rest. I often add a couple of extra onions because then I keep a little bit. It stays in the fridge for a good 6-7 days, so you can make another dish with the same curry, and or you can freeze that little portion and use it in future. So yeah, let's make the curry. For this much quantity, it's quite a lot of chicken. I get it for 8 people. I'm going to use 4, maybe 5 onions, and I'm just going to roughly chop them up. Nothing fancy because we're going to blitz it once it's all cooked. So starting with a nice hot pan, and because the quantity is for so many people, be generous with oil. You will need at least like tablespoon per onion. So a good 6 to 7 tablespoons of oil goes in. And then I'm going to add in all the onions. And I'm just going to let it soften up for 5 minutes first. Because of the quantity of the chicken, I've got a nice big deep pan, and I'm going to give this 5 minutes. And while that onion is softening up for 5 minutes, I've got 3 to 4 garlic cloves, a nice big piece of ginger, and a couple of spicy, really nice hot chilies. I'm just going to roughly chop all of this up. So it's been 5 minutes. It's just softening up and beginning to just to get a bit of color. So I'm going to throw in the ginger, garlic, chili in there. And I've literally got a handful of cashew nuts. So around 20 to 30 cashew nuts go in. And now I'm going to give this another 5 minutes. I'm doing all of this on high heat, 5 to 6 minutes. And while I have those few minutes, I am going to, just roughly chop up 6 tomatoes as well. And you can see that they are evenly golden and they're just turning a bit more like a deeper golden. This is when I'm going to add the tomatoes. That took exactly 6 minutes, by the way. Just going to chop one at a time, just add them all. And this last addition is, I promise you, it will make such a big difference to the flavor of the tomato. So roughly around 50 grams of tomato puree. You can buy it in tins, you can buy it in jars. Actually 100 grams of tomato puree. This is just going to enhance the flavor of the curry to more tomatoey, and it does definitely help. So what I'm going to do is, now it's all added, everything's in, I'm going to reduce the heat to low. I'm going to cover and now cook this for half an hour. I might just stir this after 15 minutes, but I'm going to cook this on low heat for a good half an hour. So we have to make the most of the time. So this is now cooking for half an hour. I already turned my oven on at 200C fan or 220 normal oven, because while this is cooking for half an hour, it gives me time to prep the chicken so I can transfer it to a baking tray and get it into the oven. So it has been a total of half an hour. I am just checking on this. Softened up really nicely, looks like really mushy. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn this off, leave the lid off, let it cool down for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to blitz this to smooth puree. So I've got a baking tray here. My oven is ready. This is the chicken that has been sitting actually for 3 hours now. It's got a lovely smell. I've got the oven really nice and hot, like I said earlier, at 220 or 200C fan. The reason being, I want a little bit of color on the chicken, and this is now going to go in for 40 minutes in total. I'm going to check it in 30 minutes, but I want to put it in for 40 minutes if possible. And if it's ready in 30, I will take it out. Otherwise, it can sit for a few more minutes. Now back to the same pan. I did not wash this because you really don't need to. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of oil to this. This is the time you can add some butter, which I am going to do. So a couple of tablespoons of butter. It's just some salted butter, and the reason I've added this is so I can add some whole spices. So a cinnamon stick, 5 to 6 cardamom, some 5 to 6 cloves, and 2 bay leaves. Give it a few seconds. So I added 50 ml of water to the mixer to help grind this puree. And I'm going to add another 50 ml in this mixer to help get all of this out. I don't want to waste any of this loveliness. Even if you're not emptying the mixer, you still need like a 100 ml liquid to stop this curry from burning. So I haven't added any color, any spice. It's beautiful. Right, now comes the cooking part. So we've got half an hour of the chicken still left in the oven. So I'm just going to let this cook for half an hour on low heat, and I'm going to stir it every 10 minutes. Okay, so it has been half an hour in total. My chicken's ready. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn this off for a second because it does splatter everywhere. So I've turned the heat off for 1 second while I put the spices in. Yeah, I think it's going to stop in a second. Oh, come on. I'm wearing white as well. That's not very good. Right, okay. So for the spices, I need a teaspoon of chili powder. I need 2 teaspoons of garam masala, a teaspoon of turmeric, 2 tablespoons of dried fenugreek leaves, kasuri methi. And what I am going to do is, I'm doing it so I can show you guys as well. Once you've given it a mix, so this is ready, this curry is ready. So what I'm going to do is, because this is too much for 8 people, I'm going to just take out a little bit for a dish for 4. See, which is why I was saying it's very good idea to make a little bit extra. So that is going to make a lovely curry for 4 people. I'm going to let it cool down and then I'm going to freeze this. And in here, our chicken is ready. Let's get it out of the oven. Oh, look at that, guys. Look at that. It's got that color because the oven was so hot. And I'm just going to put all of this along with the liquid into the dish. And now you can check whether your chicken is cooked or not. If it needs another 10 minutes, give it another 10 minutes. I'm going to give it 10 minutes because it just helps soak up some of the curry. Now my pan is off. Look at that. Now I'm going to give this cover and let this cook for last 10 minutes. Then I'll finish it with a couple of things. Okay guys, I've turned this off because it keeps splattering. It's been 10 minutes, it's cooking. Now I'm going to finish it with half a teaspoon of honey. You can add brown sugar. The reason for us adding this honey is because there's so much tomato. It just gives it a little bit of a balance of flavors, and that is why. It doesn't make it sweet, I promise. And then I've got a couple of tablespoons of double cream to finish it off. You can add a splash of water if you think it's too thick, and then I'm just going to mix it up, literally a splash. Oh yeah, the chicken is shredding apart, which is a good thing. I'm going to plate this up. Nice leg to finish. And here it is, proper butter chicken on the bone. Cannot wait to tuck in. You can adjust salt and chili to your taste. My mouth is watering. I'm going to make some piping hot chapatis. Naan would be perfect with this tandoori roti, lacha paratha. I might make lacha paratha. Rice is also good, but obviously roti is much better. That chicken is soft, moist. It might be one of the best chicken curries I've ever made. You know what you need to do? You need to try it and let me know if I'm right. I do think that sauce, that curry, the chicken, the flavor, it's not very hot, though I've added so much chili, the green chilies, the red chili, but it's not hot because the cream and the honey has balanced it out, which is why you need both of them. It's packed with flavor. It tastes very similar to what I had in Jabalpur. So that's plus. Hope you will enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button, and I'll see you back very soon with another new recipe. Bye for now.